June 2nd, 2026, Microsoft just dumped a fire hose of news. Trump folded on his own EO and Nvidia started a chip war. Let's go. Quick shout out to today's sponsor, Grid Term. It lets you run multiple terminal sessions side by side, which is basically the cheat code for Claude Code and Codex power users. Check it out at gridterm.com, link in the description. Microsoft just cloned OpenClaw and called it Scout. At Build 2026, they unveiled an always-on agent that lives inside Teams, Outlook, OneDrive, and SharePoint, basically a virtual employee with its own corporate identity. 3,000 Microsoft staff are already using it internally, and they say it's helping them book travel, fill out forms, and just be, quote, better versions of themselves. Here's the kicker. 6 months ago, Satya Nadella literally compared OpenClaw to a virus. Now Microsoft is contributing code to it. You need a GitHub Copilot subscription and access through the Frontier program, and yes, your Scout gets a name. The demo agent was named Sebastian, which is honestly the most Microsoft thing I've ever heard. And while we're on Microsoft, they also just shipped their first real flagship reasoning model. It's called MA Thinking 1, and Microsoft says they trained it from the ground up on clean data with no distillation from OpenAI. Translation, they're done writing Sam Altman's coattails. They also dropped MAI Image 2.5, MAI Transcribe 1.5, which they claim is 5 times faster than competitors, and a new coding model called MAI Code 1 Flash that's already baked into GitHub Copilot. This comes weeks after Microsoft and OpenAI renegotiated their deal to loosen ties. The divorce is happening in slow motion and it's getting awkward. Speaking of Microsoft doing weird stuff, they also announced Project Solara, a new operating system for AI agent gadgets. And get this, it's built on Android, not Windows. Microsoft picked Android over Windows. The demos included a desk thing that looks like an Echo Show and a wearable badge with a camera that records your conversations and transcribes them live. Microsoft isn't shipping these themselves. They want AccuWeather, Best Buy, CVS, and Target to build them. So get ready for your local pharmacy to spy on you in HD. Nvidia just declared war on Apple, Intel, and AMD with the new RTX Spark chip. It's an ARM-based processor built for running AI models locally. And the first device shipping it is, surprise, Microsoft's new Surface RTX Spark Dev Box. 128 gigs of unified memory, dark mode on by default, no widgets, a developer's dream. This is the chip that replaced Qualcomm's canceled dev kit, which has to feel pretty rough if you work at Qualcomm. The Verge called this a, quote, M1 moment for Windows. Apple's been eating everyone's lunch on local AI performance for 3 years, and Nvidia finally said, fine, we'll do it ourselves. Anthropic just plugged Claude into NATO. They expanded Project Glasswing, their AI vulnerability hunting program, to 150 new organizations across more than 15 countries. We're talking power grids, water systems, hospitals, and the EU Cybersecurity Agency. The partners list literally includes NATO, Okta, Samsung, and SK Hynix. Oh, and one more thing. Anthropic filed confidentially for an IPO yesterday after a $65 billion round at a $1 trillion valuation with a T. The Claude Mythos model can apparently find thousands of 0 days and weeks, which is either the best news for defenders or the scariest news for everyone else, possibly both. Meanwhile, in DC, Trump completely folded on his own AI executive order. He was supposed to sign the big version on May 21st with a room full of Silicon Valley CEOs. Then he killed it hours before the ceremony because he was worried it would, quote, get in the way of beating China. The version he actually signed this Tuesday, privately with no cameras, asks companies to voluntarily share frontier models 30 days before release, down from 90 days. The order also explicitly bans mandatory licensing. David Sachs in the AI industry pretty much got everything they wanted. As one advocacy group put it, the White House is officially, quote, mythos pilled. Google's phone app will now tell you when a scammer is faking your mom's voice. The new fake call detection feature uses what Google calls a digital handshake between phones. Basically, if your real contact's device isn't actually making a call, your phone instantly flags it as a deepfake. This launched as part of the June Android drop on by default for Pixel and Android 12 Plus. And the timing makes sense. The FBI says Americans lost over $893 million to AI impersonation scams in 2025 alone. Google also rolled out an AI digital wardrobe in photos that catalogs every outfit you've ever worn, which is either incredibly useful or incredibly cursed. OpenAI Codex now has 5 million weekly active users, up 6 times since February. But here's the spicy part: knowledge workers are now 20% of users and growing 3 times faster than developers. The white collar takeover is happening in real time. To pour gas on the fire, OpenAI just shipped 6 job-specific plugins for data analytics, creative production, sales, product design, equity investing, and investment banking. So if you're an analyst, your tools just learned how to do your job. They also launched a sites feature so Codex can publish interactive websites instead of just files. Wix, Replit, Lovable, Figma, all partners. The output is becoming the product. Uber's AI bill got so insane they had to slap a cap on it. The company just instituted a $1,500 monthly limit per employee on agentic coding tools like Claude Code and Cursor. Turns out telling engineers to, quote, use AI as much as possible, then ranking them on a leaderboard was a slightly expensive idea. They blew through their entire annual AI budget in 4 months. 4. And Uber's coach basically said the quiet part out loud. It's, quote, very hard to draw a line between AI usage and actual results. So this is the new corporate ROI question. Billions in agent spend. Where's the productivity? Everyone's waiting, nobody's getting an answer. And finally, Martin Scorsese, the guy who once said Marvel movies aren't cinema, just joined an AI image startup. He signed on as an advisor to Black Forest Labs, the German company behind Stable Diffusion. He swears he's only using it for storyboards. Quote from Marty: "For 70 years, I've been creating my own storyboards. Now he's letting an AI do it." Black Forest Labs is valued at $3.25 billion and powers image features inside Adobe, Canva, Microsoft, and Meta. They also turned down a partnership with Elon Musk's XAI over Grok's, quote, content safeguards. Translation: even AI companies don't want to be associated with Grok right now. One more shout out to GridTerm. If you're running parallel agents like everyone else seems to be these days, you need it. Links in the description. That's the day. Bill dropped a fire hose, Trump backed down, Nvidia threw down. See you tomorrow.